Good morning and welcome back to Beautiful Mind today, and thank you very much for having me as your guest. If you're new here, I'm Roland Attenborough and I am the leading GANN scientific and analytical researcher. Let's just dive right in, and we're going to be talking about percentage levels and where we can see our possible tops be. We're going to zoom out because we have to look at the bigger picture when we discuss these things. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to flip to the daily chart, and we're going to compress this chart because we're going to find where these tops are going to be, and what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of all our tools while we take this market apart. But to do so, we're going to go back a little bit. Let's get back to the beginning, because that's what we need to talk about. Okay, careful not to cover the chart up. We're talking about the possibilities that we see the market move. So we're going to discuss that today. So our metrics right now are for this market to have made 100%. But more importantly, most of these moves have been 92%. We're going to go take a look at that and move forward. That was our first low. Our next most important area and metric to measure was the next building block. Let's go take a look at that. So we're looking for the 92%, but we're also looking for the 100% level. So it achieved just under the 97% level here. And it looks like this peak area was around this 92% level. That's just two. Let's just carry on. We have two more to do. Make sure to hit that share with your colleagues. We're looking for what? 92% as an average move was achieved. We did not get to our 100% level, but 92 is a direct hit. Let's not high five yet. Mathematical order is of the highest degree for measuring anything and achieving success. Without the power of numbers, we would be lost. What are we looking for? What are we looking for? Are you seeing this? Okay, so we have in fact achieved this 90 to 92% level right now. What would 100% look like for us? Just in case we were to have a little retest here while the moon or the energy subsides. Well, that would take us to 97,000 on our square. But more importantly, we have in fact reached this 92% threshold. And that in itself of 93 is vibrating between these 2 points here. And 91 is 180 degrees from our old channel tops, right? Our old friends, right? Right? This area here. So I wanted to share that with you today. So quickly now, we've been talking about the pullbacks now. So We're not going to waste your time going back and checking all the previous ones. I'm just going to speed this up because it's quicker when I do it. Our first sections of lows have always been 20%. What would a 20% low from an area or pullback from this area? Well, that would represent around a 74% level. And that would actually be about 74.5%. Or 74,500, sorry. A 30% pullback from there, which represents this area right here down to here. That's a 30% pullback. Let's go take a look at what a 30% pullback would look like. A full 30% pullback would bring us back to the 65,000 level. Now the full top to bottom, from this old top to this bottom here, from 73, would represent 33%. What would 33% net us? So we would be bouncing back from 65 down, and it's possible on a really heavy pullback at 33%, which we did see. We've seen that already. I told you, this one has happened August 8th of this year. You saw that. So these are our three metrics for a pullback. And I get asked this question many times. Matter of fact, I get well over 1,000 inquiries and messages. So I'm just saying I'm so grateful to all of you. I'm sorry if it takes me a little while to get back to you, or I maybe miss your question, but your question is really important to me. So just rebuzz me. I'll catch up with you. I'm just really grateful. Okay, so we've just gave you the 20, 30, and 33% pullbacks. I've just shown you as well that from all these bottoms, we have a 92 to 100% metrics. This has been met already on our full moon, right when the election has happened. So I think it's fine to say that we could experience a sideways and a bit of a correction. We don't need to have a major pullback. However, as a bad news bears, and I am at the best of times, I'm always ready for these 20% and 30% pullbacks, which are in line with our previous models. And these models, they were 62 days to begin with when we had pullbacks, and then they were down to 12 days last January, and then March 5th and 6th, we've had a one-day pullback of 20%. So we can experience these same metrics. And since we have reached 91,000, all right, let's go square out 91. Okay, so you're here, right? So you want to know, let's go do it. So let's just say we squared out. First metric would be what? 73 days, right? Because we would be squaring out our old top. That would take us to, right guys? There's our low, January 25th, and we get a super duper, right? It's a 1-year anniversary, guys. It's not really that difficult. Okay, so now 91 days from there, let's go take a look at that, because we're right here now, and as you know, I'm a scientist, and that's the things I do. I measure this stuff. Because mathematical order is of the highest degree. So after 91 days, we will start to see a major top coming in. And this is my 10th, 11th, and 12th month tops, like has happened the last 3 times from our halving events. Okay guys, peace and love. If you want to sign up to our courses, go to the description below the video. There's a link in there, and that way you won't have to message me asking me about it. You can take a direct look at it there, and that will help to save some time on both our behalves. Thank you very much for having me as your guest today. Peace and love, guys. They could be looking for your stops. Watch out. Peace and love.